Monday, December 22nd, and here's some of the news beyond the headlines. Pakistani authorities hanged 6 militants since the country's 2008 ban on executions was lifted last week. The moratorium was lifted after Taliban militants raided a school on December 19, killing 132 children and 9 adults. The militants executed had nothing to do with the school massacre, and several Pakistani commentators have said that authorities are trying to divert attention from the country's notoriously soft stance against terrorist groups. One of those executed was convicted of an attack on Pakistan's army headquarters in 2009. The other men were being held for assassination attempts against then-President Pervez Musharraf in 2003. The UN Human Rights Office appealed to Pakistani authorities to refrain from carrying out capital punishments, but officials are already planning new executions in the coming days. Egypt has opened the Rafah border crossing for the first time in almost 2 months. Apart from the blockaded border crossing with Israel, Rafah is the only major route between Gaza and the outside world, through Egypt. Egypt closed the crossing in October after militants killed 33 members of its security forces. Egypt has opened the crossing only twice to allow thousands of Palestinians stranded in Egypt to return to Gaza. Authorities have said the crossing will be open for 2 days only, and there was no decision as to whether to open the crossing permanently, as it was before the October incident. UNICEF health workers encountered resistance Sunday as they try to educate locals in the Dayawasu village on the best ways to combat the deadly Ebola virus.
At one of the villages we went to, we were told by the elders of the village that a doctor was sent to them. The doctor that was sent to them, they believed in the past that this person was coming to take some organs from their body.
Sunday's visit marks the first time that residents from the village, which is located on Guinea's southeastern border with Liberia and the Ivory Coast, have accepted outside visitors. The UNICEF team dispensed bottles of chlorine, then hung back and allowed local village elders to advocate for its use as an effective disinfectant. But the visit was cut short when a villager threw a rock at the aid convoy. Rural villagers are often skeptical of outsiders. In many instances, communities will band together and hide Ebola-stricken patients for fear that they will be taken away. Independent media company Doge TV has been forced to broadcast out of a cramped apartment. Executives of the channel said requests for new offices had been denied because businesses find it too risky to lease space to a news outlet that is critical of the Kremlin. Doge TV is one of the few channels that has not fallen in line with the Kremlin's stance on the annexation of Crimea and the continued meddling in eastern Ukraine. Last month, Mikhail Zygar, the channel's editor-in-chief, was honored by the Committee to Protect Journalists and said,
"Running the only independent TV channel in Russia is just like walking through a minefield."
The group Reporters Without Borders ranked Russia 148 out of 180 countries as having the most hostile environment to a free and open press. Check out the VICE News YouTube channel for more original reporting and documentaries from around the world.
Forces Commando is a special ops competition that brings together elite military forces from across the Western Hemisphere.
Busca, ante todo, el fortalecimiento, intercambio de doctrina, intercambio de técnicas, tácticas y procedimientos.